just counting
Yeah.
people.
Alright, so here's some of my goals for the week. Every week I try and make some goals which I'm trying to hit. So actually until next Saturday, I'm trying to sell as much as possible because I'm going to be going to Sweden. So I mean,
Fun.
yeah, it should be a lot of
What
fun.
are you going to Sweden for?
I actually have a summer cabin out there because my family is Swedish. All my dad's relatives are out there,
Nice.
so it should be a fun time to go out there.
Who's Jace?
Jace is one of my friends who started at the same time as me. Every week I'm trying to beat him. I've beaten him most weeks, but he's taken me once or twice, so gotta keep beating him down. And yeah, it's also kind of cool because Cutco gives out a scholarship to the top reps in the summer. So hopefully I can get up on the top 50 reps. Then I'll get a scholarship for school, which could be pretty cool. I'm also trying to hit 30K in sales because that's my last promotion, which I could hit before I go to Sweden. So I'm trying to push it out and hit FSM before I go off. So those are some of my goals. These were some of the goals from the 2 weeks before that. We actually had a cool little push period. We tried to sell as much as possible before a knife conference. We got to learn some new stuff. It was actually kind of cool because I actually snuck in as the 10th rep. So I actually won a cool K-bar knife.
What is this, a K-bar knife?
I actually have a picture of my phone, which I can show you. It's pretty cool. It's like a big kind of machete-looking thing, which isn't useful at all, but...
Sell machetes, too?
We don't sell machetes, but we actually...
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, it's a pretty big knife there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's the trophy you got?
Yeah, that's the trophy I won, which was a lot of fun. Got to get up on stage in front of everybody, so that was exciting.
How many people are those things?
Probably like between 300 and 500, so it's very exciting. So those are some of my goals. Before I show the product, I'd like to tell you a little bit about the company. So we've been in business since 1949. We sell over $200 million worth of Cutco annually, with over 16 million customers, which actually makes us the top-selling American-made brand in the U.S. All Cutco knives are made with a blend of modern technology and old world craftsmanship. It's all made in a factory located in Ely in New York. You may have also seen Cutco featured on TV. It's been on the Food Network a lot. It's also been on Modern Marvels, How It's Made, and Made in America as well. But to start off, I'd like to show you a product that demonstrates the quality of Cutco. Do you have a penny on you?
I have one here somewhere.
Somewhere here indeed.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that'll work. So these are the Cutco Super Shears. They're made with that high carbon stainless steel.
Got a penny?
Yeah, I can kind of paint it. It's pretty cool. They have these nice
gosh.
thermoresin handles too for comfort. They're very strong and cut through this penny. They're also good for things just in the kitchen though, like chicken or broccoli. Make you a little corkscrew here. They're also really good for just those bulletproof plastic containers which are so hard to open.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. You kind of rip them apart. Let's try to use a knife. That doesn't work very well.
Yeah. The other cool thing about these is that they're also dishwasher safe. So you can actually just take them apart and put them in the dishwasher for easy cleaning.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, if you want to check those out, they're pretty cool. But yeah, you can use them for paper, cloth, cardboard, plastic.
For your stuff, doesn't have to be just in the
stuff.
kitchen.
I mean, you can use it for everything, but it's also good for as kitchen shears for chicken or broccoli. Yeah, so very useful to have around the house there.
Alright, cool.
So let me show you where you got the idea for Cutco. So do some of these knives look familiar? Maybe you have a knife drawer that looks like that.
I have a few of those in my time, yeah.
Well, these are the world's most expensive set of knives because they're made with the philosophy of planned obsolescence, which means they've been replaced over and over. So the average knife is actually engineered to break or go dull within 1 to 2 years, which causes a high replacement cost if you buy new knives. As for the knives themselves, this is an example of a wooden handle. It's attractive when new, but tends to crack, break, and splinter. They're also not made to be put in the dishwasher because they're unsanitary. They actually act like a sponge and absorb grease and bacteria and odors. And while plastic handles tend to chip, crack, and melt, they're also usually glued together so they can fall apart in the dishwasher. The other thing about plastic handles is that they're also slippery when wet, so you have to be careful if they're wet, you might cut yourself. As for the construction of the knives, the tang refers to how far the steel goes back from the handle. A lot of these are made of partial tangs, so they're unbalanced, and they also break apart easily. They're also commonly made of brass rivets, which tend to contract and expand under heat, so you get all sorts of gunk and buildup in the areas around them. Have you ever seen green around a rivet before? That's actually bacteria that's growing in there.
Yeah, I've had that before.
As for the steel of the blades, a carbon steel blade holds a keen edge for a long time. It tends to rust, pit, and corrode. After a while, it looks kind of like you rubbed down the tailpipe for a city bus. They get pretty gross. And while stainless steel, it's a lot more common. It actually resists rusting, pitting, or corroding. It tends to dull easily because it's sort of a softer metal, so it needs that constant sharpening to remain efficient in the kitchen.
Yeah.
As the edges, this is an example of a straight edge. You can sharpen them, which is nice. They do tend to dull a little bit more easily than the serrated edges. Serrated edges you can't sharpen, which is kind of too bad. But the biggest problem with a set like this is the knives are never actually as sharp as you want them to be. So let me show you how Cutco solves some of these problems. So there's 5 features that make Cutco the world's finest set of cutlery. What do you notice that's a little bit different about this knife handle here?
Well, the shape's kind of different there.
Yeah, shape's a little bit different.
Actually, yeah, this from this.
Yeah, it was designed by industrial designer Thomas Lamb. I actually studied over 700 pairs of hands to come up with this design. But it's more meant to fit your hand, so it's a more comfortable design which reduces hand fatigue and slipping. You can see your thumb and forefinger lock into place for better control and safety while you're using it.
This one's like right and left-handed too.
Exactly, yeah, it's a universal hand though, fits any size hand, like right, left, big, or small.
So,
It's a unique feature not found on any other knife.
what kind of color is this? It's got some.
Yeah, it's sort of a darker color. It's close to black, but you can see there's some brown in there as well. As for the material, it's a thermoresin, so it's not a cheap wood or plastic, it's more expensive material. It actually resists melting, chipping, cracking, or breaking. It won't fade, stain, or absorb moisture or bacteria like a wooden handle would. The other great thing is that it's dishwasher safe too, so you can actually just throw it in the dishwasher to wash it if you want.
Oh, that's nice.
As for the handle construction, you can see that as that full tan construction, the steel goes all the way back down the handle. You can see it also has the nickel silver rivets, which don't contract and expand like the brass rivets do. As for the steel, it's a high carbon stainless steel, grade 440A. So like stainless, it resists rusting, pitting, or corroding, and it's easy to clean. But like carbon steel holds a keen edge for a long time as well. So it's an ideal steel for kitchen cutlery. So actually what I'd like you to do now is if you grab your favorite straight edge and favorite serrated edge from your kitchen, as we go with demonstration.
I actually have some handles.
Oh yes, you can go now. Cool.
So one here, and then just a straight and serrated one, is that just?
Yeah, just a straight edge and serrated edge thing.
There you go.
So here we have some rope. The reason we cut rope is because it's tough and fibrous like vegetables or cooked meats, but it also won't dull your nice edge either. So if you want to grab your serrated edge there, and just cut through the rope here in nice long even strokes. There you go. Serrated edges just tend to like rip and fray the rope a little bit. You're cutting through there. Now if you want to use the straight edge to cut through,
Sharpen this one.
yeah. There you go, you're getting it.
All the way through?
Yeah, all the way through. There you go. So leaves that nice straight clean cut there. If you could use the Cutco Petite Carver to cut through the rope. Cuts through in a nice one clean stroke there. Yeah, very sharp. But the reason the edge works so well is because it's not actually serrated. If you look up here, yeah, you can see how it actually has 3 straight edges that are protected by points. There's a kind of a zoomed in picture here. So you can see that those 3 straight edges are protected by the points. So it can cut forwards, backwards, and straight down. So it doesn't rip and tear like a serrated edge does, but cuts more like a straight edge. The points also protect the recessed edges from dulling on cutting boards and other hard surfaces, which actually dulls a nice edge over some time. So if used properly, the DD edge can remain sharp up to 7 to 10 years. It can also be sharpened as well.
So I don't have, well, somebody doesn't have to sharpen it for like 7 to 10 years, you don't sharpen it at all?
No, not at all. So it remains sharp for a very long time.
Cuts like that?
Yeah, exactly. The best thing about Cutco is not only it stays sharp. Some other companies stand behind the product with the Forever Guarantee. So yeah, as you can see, it's very sharp. It holds that edge really well too. But the Forever Guarantee here, the Forever Performance Guarantee is that if anything ever goes wrong through Cutco, you can actually send it back to the factory and the company will fix or replace it for free. As for the Forever Sharpness Guarantee, if at any time your Cutco needs sharpening, you can actually send it back and it'll be sharpened and polished for free. The only thing you have to pay for there is a nominal return shipping fee. But actually, I was over to show my friend's grandparents the other day, and it was actually pretty cool because when I grabbed their favorite straight edge and favorite serrated edge, they actually pulled out 2 Cutco knives they didn't know were Cutco. So actually it was pretty funny because they used those to cut through the rope. They were pretty excited to hear about the forever sharpness guarantee because they sent them back to get them resharpened.
How long have they had them?
They'd had them since 1973, which was pretty cool. So they've had them for 40 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so they do last a long time.
Gosh.
As for misuse or abuse, if you ever happen to destroy Cutco through abuse, like if you're trying to open a paint can with a petite carver and you break it, then you can actually send it back and still get it replaced for half the current retail value. So still a pretty good deal there. We also have the 15-day unconditional money-back guarantee. That's the 15 days to try out the product. If you're not satisfied for any reason at all, you can actually send it back and get a full refund.
So where do you send everything back to?
Back to the factory in Olean, New York. If you do
like
get
your receipt and stuff like that.
I don't think you need the receipt. It's actually, if you go online, you can see, you can print out a nice shipping label, so they have it already printed out for you there. Or also, I have them as well if you wanted one. But yeah, so there's a nice little trial period there for you to try it out. But anytime you want to do a good job, whether you're working on your car, preparing a meal, a quality set of tools will save you time, money, and energy. But realizing the importance of having the right set of tools, we designed our sets to handle all the jobs in the kitchen as safely and efficiently as possible. We have some bigger sets, people really enjoy cooking, but I'm going to start with our basic set here called the Homemaker. It starts out here with your paring knife. What do you notice that's a little bit different about this paring knife?
Well, most paring knives are a little tiny. This one's kind of a bigger handle.
Exactly, yeah. Most paring knives have a short, stubby handle that can like dig into your palm when you're using it. But the full-size handle allows for greater control and safety. Makes it more comfortable to use as well.
And this one doesn't have a double D edge on it.
That one doesn't, no. So that one has a straight edge. That one's more meant for like in the air jobs. I call it the Jordan edge. It's always up here. So that one's great for like cutting the tops off strawberries, like pitting peaches and nectarines. Really good for like those fruits. Also good for like peeling as well, like mangoes or apples. And then the next one here is the trimmer. So this is kind of your everyday tool in the kitchen. You can see that mine has the pearl handle. Do you like the pearl or the classic handle more?
The pearl's nice, but I think I'm probably more classic.
Yeah, I like the classic too. That's a nice one. Have you ever tried to cut a tomato with a dull knife before?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's tough to do. Yeah, it goes everywhere. With the trimmer, you can get really paper thin slices with it. It's a lot easier to use. It's kind of a utility tool. It's great for like slicing tomatoes or cucumbers. It's also good for like sectioning grapefruit or like trimming fat from meats. And the next one here is one of my favorites. This one's like a regular spatula, except it's very flexible too.
Oh, it has the red color on it.
It got the red color on it. The Homemaker is pretty cool because it comes exclusive. I mean, you can get it in the red, which is pretty cool. It's exclusive to the Homemaker.
It's a push leader.
Oh, I actually won that one in a contest, which was pretty cool. So there's a one-week push contest,
so.
exactly. Yeah, I was pretty excited about that, so I got the cool red handle to show off.
So what do you use this thing for?
Sounds really good for making like sandwiches. It has that DD edge on the side, so not only can you like cut through bread really easily, but you can also spread things on the bread as well. Really good for like bagels or bread. The other thing it's great for is anything in a pan, so like lasagna or casserole. It's really nice because it has that flexibility, so you can get under it super easily, as well as cut your pieces with that edge. Yeah, yeah, you can really bend it a lot. Yeah, you can cut through the rope as well, so it does have that sharp edge on there. My mom got hers because she actually wanted to ice and cut cakes as well. So you can ice cakes, but also serve them as well because it has that nice thick end you can get under them there. And the next one in the set here is the petite carver. So this is the one used to cut through the rope with. It's kind of an in-between knife for jobs too big for the trimmer and too small for the larger carver down here. So that one's great for separating English muffins and bagels evenly. It's also large enough, not too large, for small roasts and chicken. Kind of rule with knives, you want to use something 1 to 2 inches longer in what you're cutting. Sounds better for like the longer fruits and vegetables like eggplant, squash, or cantaloupe. More efficient to use in the trimmer because this trimmer has the shorter blade there. So yeah, that one's also great come Halloween season. Really good for carving pumpkins too. That can be a pain sometimes, but the petite carver makes your job a lot easier.
Kids, I don't know. My kids are a little. I don't know if I'd let them use that.
Well, you can use it if you're carving any pumpkins. Have you ever played like grease hockey before?
Grease hockey? I don't think so.
Have you ever had that when you're trying to turn bacon in a pan, but you just keep hitting around in the grease thing?
Yeah, I've had a hard time with the pan stuff.
Yeah, that can be tough. But the turning fork here, this one's really nice. This has 3 sharp pointed tines, and you can see the outer ones actually curve outwards. That makes it really easy to get underneath things like bacon or ham in a frying pan.
They're really sharp.
Yeah, gotta be careful there. It's also great to avoid like finger fishing, so you don't get finger fishing for like olives or pickles. You can just poke them,
yeah.
remove them from the jar.
And then a lot
It's a lot easier to use than like a
those
fork would
martinis,
be.
so you gotta get those olives.
Exactly, you gotta get the martinis ready for your party.
Why, this one doesn't have the rivets in it, right?
That one doesn't have the rivets. So the knives have the rivets for that strength and balance while using it. This uses a slightly different process of putting the handle with the blade. But yeah, I mean, it still works as well. It's very sturdy. And it's not just the knives that come with the Forever Guarantee too. So it's the forks and the other Kaiko products as well. So yeah, all of it's very sturdy and well maintained. And then the next one here on the set is the butcher knife. Have you ever tried to cut something that was so hard you thought your knife might break on you?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
So this is like the protector and money saver of the set. It's a heavy duty knife that protects all the other tools. So yeah.
Pirate.
Yeah, it's the pirate knife. Also doubles as a little home security system for you. Yeah, that's a heavy duty knife. It's good for those big jobs in the kitchen. You can even separate like frozen food, like frozen hamburger patties or frozen ground beef. It's also good for like disjointing chicken, turkey, or other poultry, so you can buy a whole and then disjoin it with the butcher knife there. But also during the summer, it's fantastic to use as a melon knife, just like slicing through watermelon with that thick end of the blade there.
Yeah.
Glides right through there.
Pretty heavy duty one.
Yeah, very heavy duty, good for like those tough outer layer there of the watermelon. And the next one is the Petite Chef. So this is the only chopper of the set. This is kind of the food processor, time saver of the set. You notice it has that high knuckle clearance, the separation between the handle and the blade. Allows you to chop with the back end of the blade more easily. I call it the rocker because you're always rocking back and forth in it, chopping with that back end of the blade. So that's really good for like dicing. Exactly, yeah, you got it. So you're chopping things with that back end of the blade. Yeah, rope isn't the easiest thing to chop, but you can cut through it if you saw a little bit at it. So that's really good for like anything from like onions to celery to carrots. It's really good for like chopping, dicing, and mincing. The next one here is the slicer. Have you ever like smashed in French bread or tried to cut it before?
Yeah, when you get it from the store, like.
Yeah, exactly. Like those tough crusts out there. Well, with the slicer here, it glides right through piping hot homemade bread or French bread without smashing or tearing it. It's also the largest DDN edge in the set, so not only is it good for those big breads, but it's also good for cakes as well. You can get through the whole cake really easily. It's even good for like those hard to cut cakes, like the angel food cake or ice cream cake even.
Yeah, ice cream tape's always really tough.
Yeah, that one's tough to get through. But yeah, with the slicer there, it makes your job a lot easier. And then next up, we have the 9-inch carver. So unfortunately, I didn't bring this one with me. This is the larger carver of the set, so that's kind of meant for the large roast or the turkey. Paired with the carving fork, it's the carving set. The carving fork has those 2 long tines that really anchor meat and keep it from slipping. With the 9-inch carver, you can get those nice, long, even slices. So that's fantastic for that Thanksgiving meal. It's also good for everyday use as well. I mean, the carving fork's attractive for those special occasions. It's practical for everyday use. And lastly, we have the table knives. So these are definitely the most used knives in your set. Because they're meant to be used for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So every meal you might have at your dinner table.
It's like a butter knife?
It can be used like a butter knife, like spreading butter on toast, because it has that round tip and the wide blade. It also has a sharp edge as well. So do you have any steak knives that you can pull out?
Yeah, I have a steak knife.
Cool. So if you want to just hold that out in front of you right there, so we can do a little demonstration, and just let me do the sawing for this part. And I'll just try pushing straight down. Alright, that's good. And now, if you want to take the Kaiko table knife here, and again, just let me do the sawing for this part. And I'll just push straight down.
Oh.
Yeah, it just glides right through there. So it's really fantastic for like that steak or chicken. So it glides right through there. You won't have like earthquake effect to your table of having like rock back and forth on you. But it can be used like a regular butter knife too, so it has a lot of uses at the dinner table. It's nice to just have for that like line of asparagus too, and just cut through it in one fell swoop, which is really nice. Now I forgot to pull this out back here, excuse me. So most people haven't had the opportunity to price find cutlery before, but it's like anything else, there's a wide variety of prices and quality out there. I'm sure you'd agree that you can't compare something at Cutco to what you might find at a local bargain store. So here I have a price comparison for two similar sets of cutlery. They're called Wusthof and Schun. They're found in most department stores and specialty shops. Have you heard of either of them before?
I think I've heard of them before. These are quite a bit.
Yeah, well, Wusthof and Schun, they're very high quality sets of cutlery. They have almost everything you look for in a set of cutlery. They have those full tang and polypropylene handles. They have the high carbon, no stained steel blades, very similar to Cutco with their steel.